Thanks for coming along on this little bit of a rambly video here on Tux Traveler. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of sad news, possible changes on the channel because of it, and just some random thoughts, and I want your opinions in the comments down below. Thanks for having a look at this video here, and I'm going to say at the first and forefront that I'm not going to get into all of the fine, perfect facts here. They are all easily available to find by other people who have referenced everything. I'll try and link the things down below as I can, but let me give you a brief summary. First and foremost, we can no longer film in national parks, once again. Which is sad because most of the filming that I have done so far in my upcoming video queue has been national parks or other national lands. Now what happened is, way back in the 1980s, there was a law passed that prohibited people from filming in the national parks. Of course, being in the 80s, this was basically to prevent film crews from going into the national parks and stirring up the land with big film crews and filming a bunch of stuff. Now, there is a way to get around it. It's several $100s of permits every single day you're out there and all this kind of stuff. Well, what happened is a couple of years ago, of course, with the advent of YouTube, and nowadays with YouTube, even if this channel is not monetized, YouTube is monetizing every channel, whether or not they're cutting the creators of that channel into it. It's a brand new feature of YouTube as of about 6 months or a year ago. So you start seeing ads everywhere because they're trying to make as much money as possible. The problem is that filming in a national park for your own personal use is perfectly fine, but filming it for any form of commercial use is not. It runs afoul of this TV producer commercial law from the 1980s. And since we upload our content to YouTube, whether or not we monetize the channel, YouTube monetizes it. It qualifies, and it's thousands of dollars of fines if you violate such rules. So that is quite annoying and problematic. Now what happened is, most cases when small content creators who are going in with nothing but a small camera like the one we're filming on now, or a cell phone, which is usually what I have, we go in and film, and they come out against us. We fight back, just push back a little bit, and they're like, oh, okay, well, whatever, but don't do it again, and you got to take your videos down. That's kind of what the modus operandi has been. Well, there was a popular wilderness photographer who did some sources say it was just a little documentary. Some sources say it was a small movie. Regardless, it was filmed just with a cell phone and put up just on YouTube. And they came after him, and he fought back. And they offered him a deal. Oh, just take it down. We'll wipe out the fine. He says, no, I want to do it again. I want to film again. This is a violation of my First Amendment constitutional rights. He goes to the court, and he wins. And as of, it was about a year and a half ago, as of that court case, then we were then allowed to film on national lands again, which, by the way, our tax dollars pay for, using small equipment. And the ruling was, as long as you have nothing more than a small camera, a single tripod, or a cell phone, you are allowed to film in national parks, to use it for anything, because it'd be a violation of the First Amendment rights to otherwise not do that. And so the National Park Service appealed this, or somebody appealed this, and a Washington, D.C. appellate court overturned the ruling in a 2-to-1 decision, saying, oh no, has to be limitations to the First Amendment. Literally, it was a giant assault on the First Amendment, because they want to make sure that police officers can't be filmed in doing their job, even though everything that a government agent does is supposed to be public record anyway. In fact, it's getting so bad, many police officers, so they don't get filmed and put up on YouTube, Twitter, whatever else, they're starting to play copyrighted music around people who are filming. So if they attempt to put the music up, the copyright holders will pull the stuff down. That's how abusive they're becoming on the system. And then what's happening is, they basically want to push limitations on the First Amendment, so we can't go into public lands that our tax dollars fund with cell phones, film stuff up, and put it up on YouTube if it's possible that somebody, not necessarily me, but somebody, aka YouTube is going to make money off of that. And so as of, I believe it was August 22nd, I just heard about this court ruling, but apparently it was August 22nd that the appellate court overruled that. So it is once again illegal for us to film on federal lands and put it up on YouTube. So I had to stop and think about this. Am I going to take down the last couple videos I've done? Because I've done a couple videos that came out after this ruling. And I looked at it and it said, I'm not going to at this point in time, because all of that footage was filmed and the videos were prepared and getting ready before that ruling came down. As of now, I'm going to continue my trek through the national parks, but I'm not, and I'm still going to film them. I'm just not able to put them up on YouTube at this point in time. So maybe we figure out something else as a means to talk about these things. And I know still images are acceptable, so I could do still images with stories. Most likely that'll be okay. But basically, it's a sad thing, because I was really going through and showing you guys national parks that you may not even know exist, or wouldn't have a reason to go unless I showed you such content. You're like, wow, I kind of want to go there myself. Give you the idea, and I'm talking about the accessibility trails. I think this is a really bad thing for our country. And I think maybe we need to start doing a awareness campaign at our various elected representatives to say, hey, let us film on our national parks and post it for the world to see. Because these people have no right to sit there and complain that they don't have the resources to take care of the parks, when they're really shooting down the ability to tell people what it is. It's free advertising for them. You know, and you go up to the national park, most parks, it's, you know, costs 30, 40 bucks to get into it. Make a lot of revenue if people know that the park exists. I mean, I talk to people in Ohio that don't even know there's a park between Akron and Cleveland. How many more people would show up and pay a fee if they just knew it was there? That's another fun question. But it raises questions looking at the different channels. And I do a lot of things in a lot of different channels. I do writing and authoring, and I do Christian studies and tech studies. And it makes me wonder, if I can't film on the national lands as much, should we deprioritize this channel a little bit so I can free up more time to go back into the bigger channels that do pay a lot of bills, especially in the recessionary times we're in. This costing me a whole lot more money than it had the first year on the road. You know, and that's really part of the question is, should I start deprioritizing this channel again just a little bit? Should I even put up the website? Should I even bother with any of that? These are good questions to ask. And I don't have solid answers yet. And I would really like you guys to let me know in the comments down below. Should we keep moving along at 2 or 3 videos a week on this channel? Should we invest the time in the websites? What types of things should we do here, being as that we can't film on national lands? And nearly every video that I have right now in the queue hopper has been filmed on national lands. So I really have to wipe out every video I have in my queue in order to get more content up on the channel. The question is, do I have time to do that? And so this appeal and this overruling of some stupid nonsense to stifle our First Amendment rights of going to our federal lands that our tax dollars pay for and fund and maintain, and film it with a camera and put it up on YouTube, this is nonsense. But it begs some questions. Is this a hill that I just say, you know what, not willing to fight on this hill right now, and let's go and reprioritize my time in other places? So let me know down below, especially if you follow me on the other channels. Should we spend, you know, go back and invest more time in those other channels to maybe do a little bit better job over there? These are things I'm thinking about right now as I enjoy filming here that's not federal lands. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And it's sad I can't show you more national park footage for now. I think a lot of what I have up there on the channel right now is safe to keep up. There's a couple of them, probably the last 1 or 2 videos that are federal lands that came out after this ruling. They might need to come down, but I don't know yet. Let me know your thoughts, though. I'm curious to know. Well, anyway, I'll think about what we're going to do. I'll probably say we're going to take at least the latter part of this week off as I stop and consider these factors. So probably don't look for a video on Friday this week. But I'll come back with my decisions and thoughts. And please leave me your comments down below. So I'll use that in my deciding what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you a little bit further down the road.